All right, good morning, Teenie. I am starting to cook. I'm going to do some blueberry bagels. So I'm starting my adventure first thing in the morning. I usually don't do the video thing, but for you, I'm making an exception. So here we go. I made the yudane, which is a 1/4 cup flour and a 1/4 cup of boiling water. I put it in the fridge overnight and took it out this morning to make my bagel. Now I've warmed 3/4 cups of milk for about 1 minute in the microwave. We are now going to add 1 tablespoon of yeast and give it a good stir. Now we're adding in about 1 tablespoon of honey to our yeast mixture. No, don't judge me on the Betty Crocker plastic. Measuring cups is what I got right now. So we're going to use 400 grams of King Arthur's unbleached bread flour. And then I make the mistake of not converting it. I had it on pounds and grams. Okay, we're gonna redo. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, now that we're back, we're now converted it to grams in this crazy go. I've never done it this way, so this is my first time. Again, just trying to impress Teenie, but we'll see. All right, so we're gonna measure it out to 400 grams. Okay, so just kidding. So because I used a little bit more milk than the original recipe, I'm gonna do 400 and I was aiming for 420 grams, but it came out 422. So we're rolling with it. So now we're gonna press the thing, we're gonna zero it back out, and we're gonna go ahead and add in some salt. So it says about 6 grams. So I don't even know if it's gonna weigh that. Fully gonna weigh, okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna do 20 grams of sugar. Okay, guys, so I have about 1 cup of wild blueberries. All right, so I made a mess and I am rinsing them in my little orange stream. All right, to my mixer. No, this is about 10 years old, but to my mixer, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my frothy toppy yeast mixture going on here to my mix. And then I'm also gonna add in all of my yudane. All right, you're gonna start giving it a good mix. We're gonna go ahead and add in our blueberries. I'm gonna give it a good mix. We're just gonna do some dough appreciation, but look at that. Wow, this is the first time, just for you, Teenie, I have ever freaking measured with a dang measurer, and that is just beautiful. All right. So while this girl is getting slapped in the bowl, we're gonna go ahead and just do a nice little coffee break. Look at how gorgeous that is. Whee! All right, so now we're gonna take clean hands and we're just gonna make sure that it's all lifted from the bottom. And then we are gonna cover it and let it rise for about 30 minutes. Now while the dough is rising, just like we've been taught, clean up, everybody do your share. Now just FYI, when you are doing your dishes, do not wash this flour stuff down the drain. I always wash it in like a bowl and then I go throw it outside, throw the water outside. Do not put it down your sink. Not too many people actually tell you that, but that flour will get gunky just like it gets all over this. It'll get gunky in your pipes and clog your pipes. It is the #1 no-no for drains. So see, and just like this, you take your flour water and you get back and you say, I will win one of Teenie's top 3 prizes. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes and look at how beautiful that is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it out of the bowl and we're gonna divide it into our bagel sections. All right, so I have cut the dough, this little plastic thing, and I have just made 8 sections and I'm gonna make these into little balls. Okay, just showing you guys what I'm doing. So I'm dividing them and I'm just rolling them out. Now the dough is sticky. I probably should have floured this a little bit. I didn't realize it was gonna be this thick, but you know, we'll just go with it. So again, you take the dough. What, Mama? Look at my cat. He always does this to me. Mama. All right, guys. Sorry, my cat was like, Mom, I've got a lizard. Okay, so we're going to just push in, making like a little ball and a well into it. And then we are just rolling it in a nice circle like that. Nice little ball. And then setting them to the side. And we're gonna do that with all of our pieces. So again, like this, and then we push our top finger into the hole and just kind of do it around on each side. And then make it a nice little beautiful ball. And then we're gonna round it out like that and set it to the side. All right, now here comes an exciting part. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our ball, we're gonna push our finger straight through and all the way down, and we're gonna meet them. And you wanna try to do this in the middle of the dough ball as much as possible. And then you're just gonna do with your fingers like this, like you're making a wheel. And that is our shape for our bagel, and we're gonna set them to the side. Just so you see, this is what they're looking like. This is what we're doing. All right, my dough's still a tad bit sticky, so I'm just gonna put some flour on the parchment and then lay my bagels on there to rise. All right, we're gonna cover and we're gonna let them sit for another 30 minutes. So my bagels have been resting for about 30 minutes now. So while that's doing, I'm gonna start prepping here. So I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 450 degrees. And I'm gonna put a pot on the stove with some water. And we're gonna turn that to high heat and get this up to a boil. To the water, we're gonna go ahead and add a squeeze or drizzle of some honey, just like that. We are gonna add in about 1 teaspoon of salt. The secret ingredient, you're gonna go ahead and add in some molasses, probably about 2 tablespoons worth of molasses, just like that. All right, so we're starting to have some steam. So I went ahead and gave it a good stir, and it is almost ready to put the bagels in the mixture to boil them for about 1 minute each side. Here are what the bagels look like once they have risen and are about to go into the boiling water. Also lined another pan with some parchment paper that I'm gonna stick the bagels on top of once they come out of the water. All right guys, so I've gone ahead and turned my heat down to where it's just like a little small. My oven just preheated. So now we're gonna do about 3 bagels at a time. We're gonna take them and we're just gonna stick them in the water, and we're gonna let them go for about 45 seconds to a minute each side. All right, this is what they look like out of the water, but again, I gotta move fast. So I'm gonna take my bagels and throw them in the water 3 at a time. That's the easiest I found to manage at one point. Just so you can see the bubble boiling action. All right, so now all my bagels are completely boiled. I went ahead and lined a fresh pan, that flour pan. I changed out the parchment paper and put a fresh paper. I'm just gonna block these down just a little bit, and then we're gonna flip them on the other side and put them on our tray, and we're gonna bake them for about 25 minutes. All right, this is what they look like. I flipped them all over, and now we're gonna put them in the oven. All right, look at how beautiful they came out. Ooh-wee. Teeny, look. All right, I am so proud of myself. I hope these turn out delicious. Look at that, beautiful. But then they have a nice crunchy exterior, so. All right, so here's my random knives. But I'm gonna choose a bagel and we're gonna cut it and open it up and see how it looks. All right, so we're gonna cut this. Ooh, look at how pretty. Oh, look at that. It's gorgeous. Wow. Ooh.
Hey, this is a bagel that my mom made, and I'm gonna taste it with my bagel thing, whatever type of bagel this is, but this looks really good, so.
You guys hear that crunch? Hey!